Racers. 1 year ago, Cassie Mowry became another Rodeo Houston champion that went on to become a world champion. There's the aforementioned Lisa Lockhart, folks. She's the first $4 million barrel racer in the history of the sport. Haley Kinsel, the 4-time world champion, and as Andy likes to point out, Texas A&M grad as well.
She is. It's just a fact. Get 'em, young lady. Our pattern set up in a globally set. That's right, 3 barrels. They choose which direction they begin, and we begin with Blackfoot, Idaho's Sue Smith, 3-time NFR qualifier. Starts with 1 turn to the left, she will finish with 2 to the right. And she's a little wide around those barrels. Let's see if we can tighten it up on the last one. As she brings the buckskin back across the line, stopping it at 15.69. 15.69 more than likely will be a little too long.
We have history. All right, Bobby T, let's go to Georgia. Chloe Gray.
To the lady who finished 21st in the world in the WTRA, Yatesville, Georgia, Southeast Jerkin champion. Got a little money in Sheridan last summer, Lakeview, Oregon. She'd like to have the Bayou City paycheck. 14.84. Georgia goes to the lead.
All right, as we get set, Lisa Lockhart, we oftentimes call her the queen herself. She's one of the greatest barrel racers of all time. She's on Rose's Cantina. They're going to make a left-hand turn for a super nice turn on that first barrel heading in there. And they are laying down runs. They've never won Rodeo Houston before. This might be their opportunity to get things started. And down third barrel for Lisa. She's going to be fast, guys. 14.82 the down barrel.
Yeah, and then we got to add that 5-second penalty, so it's a 19.82 for breaking the barrel. But folks, yesterday, she became the all-time winningest barrel racer in the history of the sport. Over $4 million in career earnings. No other cowgirl has ever done it. Let's give Lisa Lockhart a Houston Livestock Show Rodeo a round of applause. We go down to Michelle Alley. Down the alley for the horses, Madisonville, Texas. She won Wild Card 2 last year and made it to our final. Alley won 2 rounds in bracket 5 and shot. Come on! Top corners, straight rounds. Come on, Miss Michelle. Get you some of that. Brand new leader, 14.56. And Madisonville, Texas takes the lead.
Wow, taking advantage of it. That was beautiful.
Well, when we talk about barrel racing, it all comes down to the details around all 3 turns and how fast you are in between. We're going to take a look at a ghost cam to be able to compare Chloe Gray's run to Michelle Alley's run and see where that about 3/10 of a time difference happened. They both have dark horses. They're both headed to that first barrel. Michelle Alley's on the darker horse. The horseman Stiletto comes out of that first barrel just a little bit quicker. You can see where Michelle Alley starts to take the lead. Then they get closer in time. But Michelle is about 3 to 5 feet ahead of Chloe almost this entire run. And this is where all the difference comes right there. The angle out of the third barrel. Michelle Alley, she ran more straight going back, going through that alleyway. And that's about 3/10 of a difference. Michelle Alley and Stiletto, they have done awesome here in Rodeo Houston in the past. Right now, they've won that lead, but we have some awesome star power still to come. I mentioned the 4-time world champion Haley Kinsel. She's coming up, as well as Carly Otero, many times in the National Finals Rodeo. She loves Rodeo Houston, and it's going to be a close race down to the very last barrel racer.
That's a great angle and some very excellent analysis from Janie. Taking us through just how close it is going in and out of those barrels. You guys have said it before, tight corners, straight lines. Try Alyssa Urbanek Wade from Stephenville, Texas. One Elk City, Oklahoma. Texas Circuit finalist. Wider than she wanted to be around the first. Trying to check the bay horse up around the second. See if we can find barrel number 3. Another wide turn costs her some precious time at 15.34.
Too much real estate. Yeah.
She went
Just
way
too much,
too
a little
wide.
wide on each one of those turns. She is the best of Texas. She won the Texas Circuit Finals. And just whenever you have barrels this far away from a fence, in normal rodeo setups, the barrels are a lot closer.
Okay, Carly Otero, you heard her mention a moment ago. Whoa, the last person I would think let one slide by. That's why, pick it up right here, shorten it up. Come on, Texas, you gotta help your lead from the pan. Parker in Hood County Cowgirls, 1675. That was at least a second and a half in that wide slide. Dang.
All right, we're getting our arena set for the four-time world champion, Haley Kimball and sister. This is a fan favorite at the stadium. Cheer on this amazing team, and they are laying down a test. Haley Kimball.
Go! Kick her, Haley, kick her!
14-62. They go into that second place. The thing we know about sisters, they get faster and faster with every run.
And we're talking hundreds of a second, quite literally 6/100ths of a second separate first and second. Let's go to Caitlin Scott. West Texas Cowgirl from the Permian Basin. Odessa, Texas reaches down to touch the barrel. Now lifts her left foot to get out of second. Oh, yeah. It's taken off, and Caitlin Scott, an NFR qualifier last year for the first time. And they tell us 1958, including the penalty of 5. So Andy Sider, this looks like a horse race, but it's actually a game of inches.
It is so close. When you come into the barrel, you want to stay close. The wider you turn, the more time it will cost you. And it is a game of 1/100ths of a second. The shoulder leaning into that third barrel, and a costly mistake for the $4 million lady as Chloe crosses the line. Michelle reaches for the biggest check at a 14.56, followed by the world champion, the Georgia Peach, and Miss Urbanek Wade rounding out our top 4. Our barrel race